If you're a truth seeker, you need to hear this. Your subconscious is trying to speak. Welcome to the only podcast of its kind, hosted by the legendary David John Oates. Dive into the world of reverse speech, where we unveil the hidden messages in the words of politicians, celebrities, and even you. Every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, join us as we decode the unconscious mind, revealing the truth behind the spoken word. With over 41 years of pioneering research, David John Oates takes you on a journey beyond the conscious realm. From shocking political confessions to the secret desires of the stars, no thought is too hidden. Discover what they're really thinking, and maybe what you're truly saying too. Tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit www.reversespeech.com to learn more. Reverse speech. It's more than just words. It's a window into the truth.
And good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. This is David Oates. And as you can see from the video, I'm all rugged up. We're a very cold, wet, windy day today. But I have a good Starlink connection, so we should be able to maintain a podcast this week. I'm very sorry about last week's podcast. I had a poor Starlink connection and we just couldn't hack it. So there you go. I am in a town called Albany, Western Australia. We're camped here. It's about, I don't know, 300 kilometres from Perth. I'm not sure. Perth is our next stop next weekend for Easter weekend. And I'm having a great vacation, travelling around, relaxing, unwinding. I'm relaxing more each week. So I'm really loving this, actually. Been planning this trip for 3 years, this trip all up the west coast. So here we are, we're having fun. All right, it looks like the video is going to hold this time. So thank you for putting up with me last week. Okay, we have we have a few things for you this week. We're going to start off with reversals on Jim Morrison. Now, we had requests last show or a few shows back for Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix. Well, I've done Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. So here you have some of Jim Morrison. Okay, so let's just play these. These are audio only. So this was an interview in, I was told the date. February 71. Here we go.
Well, I know we can start off.
You know, when I met you today, I thought you were an exchange student from UCLA or something, working over here, and Diane was letting you use her typewriter or something. Oh.
This one says, "It must realize sing."
Yes, must realize sing.
Yes, must realize sing. Yes, must realize sing.
It must realize sing, whatever that means. Maybe his songs are coming to fruition. I could accept that interpretation. Reversal volume and clarity is good. Excellent. All right, next reversal. Here we go. Okay, it looks like this podcast is going to hold this week. Excellent. So here's the next one.
I should have known by now that anyone in Diane's apartment has to be connected with music, right?
This one says, "Do we panic?" And there's a little sound in the background that says evil. Do we panic? Evil.
Do we panic?
Do we panic? Do we panic?
Do we panic? Evil. Okay. What is evil? Here's another one that uses evil on Jim Morrison.
Sort of moved in, I think.
No, but is he connected with
Man, I don't know what he is.
That's when you said you worked for
This one says evil in our name.
Evil or not, then.
Wow.
Evil or not, then. Evil or not, then.
Evil in our name. Wonder what that means. Was Jim Morrison an evil character? I don't know. Depends on your opinion, I guess, doesn't it? I didn't find him particularly evil. I think his music's awesome. Been listening to Jim Morrison while I've been driving. Jim Morrison, The Doors in the background. Of course, all my music in my car is from 60s and 70s. And my travelling companion, he's like 30 years younger than me, so he's sort of got a different genre. So I'm forcing him to listen to 60s and 70s music while we drive along. Okay, next one. Here we go.
Elvis's bass player on bass. His name's Jerry. I forget his last name. You could find out easier.
From Elvis's bass player and backwards sounds very good.
That sounds very good.
That sounds very good. That sounds very good.
Yeah, that's a nice congruent reversal. Elvis's bass player sounds very good. Let's play it again.
Elvis's bass player on bass. His name's Jerry. I forget his last name. You could find out easier.
And it sounds very good.
That sounds very good.
That sounds very good. That sounds very good.
Yeah, speaks for itself, doesn't it? Elvis' player sounds very good. Now, this interview was conducted 6 months prior to his death on July 3rd, 91. There's a whole lot of stories around his death with conflicting reasons why he died. Some people say he fell from a balcony, others heroin overdose. Who knows? I heard he was found in a bathtub dead. But this reversal, I think, predicts his death 6 months away. This interview was conducted 6 months before he died. So here's the reversal.
I thought it was Sage. Getting awful.
Death will help this.
Yes, will help. Yes.
Yes, will help. Yes. Yes, will help. Yes.
Death will help this. You know what? In the years I've been doing session work with clients, I've found reversals on clients before they died, predicting their own death. That's happened to me, just a couple of times in the last year or so. A couple of clients died of cancer, and reversals predicted their death about 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. I remember with one lady, I did a couple of metal walks with her to prepare her for death. And she died a couple of weeks after I did that metal walk. So that's rather sort of a spooky aspect to her speech. Let's play this again.
I thought it was Sage. Getting awful.
Death will help this.
Yes, will help. Yes.
Yes, will help. Yes. Yes, will help. Yes.
Yeah, there it is. Creepy reversal predicting his death. Someone wanted to know, am I in the outback? Well, I'm travelling around Australia. I'm on an extended 3 months vacation. We're currently just south of Perth in Western Australia, and I'm in a tent, and it's a very cold, windy day, so I'm all rugged up with a big, thick coat on, as you can see. Okay. All right, next reversal. Here we go.
You're using Elvis's bass player for the whole thing?
Yeah, just about.
Are you using Elvis's bass player for the whole thing and backwards? I gotta pay.
Hey.
I gotta pay. I gotta pay to use Elvis's bass player. Yeah, let's run that again.
You're using Elvis's bass player for the whole thing?
Yeah, just about. Hey.
I gotta pay. Okay, and one more here. These reversals, incidentally, was found by reverse speech mentor student Chris Gabriel. Chris is actually a female, Christine. We all call her Chris. So thanks to Chris for these reversals. All right, here's the last one.
And we, for the first time, we recorded it in our office where we rehearse.
You remaster Philip.
You remaster for the.
Don't know who Philip is. Maybe it's one of his sound engineers in his recording studio. You remaster Philip. Now, I actually do have a couple other reversals on Jim Morrison in a separate folder. So let's pull these up. Okay, here we go. Here we have 3 more reversals on Jim Morrison.
No, it's just.
He says, hurts the gun.
It's done.
Huh.
That's done.
I don't know whether he was into weapons. Was he into weapons? I don't know. Here's the next one.
Take
Bit of an
different-
ominous
I guess we'll
reversal.
co-produce it with Bruce. I don't know what the credits will be, but it's really because he's a young guy and he's very
I seize the killer.
he's the killer.
Oh yeah,
He's the killer. He's the killer.
I seize a killer. Ooh, is that a premonition for his death? Or maybe he was killed. Big mystery, isn't it? All right, and then the last reversal. Here we go.
Well, when we used to play in clubs, I'd say over half of what we did was blues, and we used our own material on records.
And this is I See You.
So you
Okay, all right, we're going to shift gears here. So there you go. There's someone, Jim Morrison. So for all of those who wanted Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix, you have now been satisfied. So there you go. All right, we are going to move on to an interesting topic. I was asked by one of my clients to reverse Trump's spiritual advisors. And there's two I picked. One is a Catholic priest named Father Mahana. He claims to be in Trump's inner circle and giving Trump spiritual advice. And then after Father Mahana, we have Paula White, who is a well-known preacher, evangelist, I guess preacher, and she's also acknowledged as being one of Trump's official spiritual advisors. So let's see what these reversals are on these people who claim they are Trump's spiritual advisors. Now, I think I've got video on these ones. Yes, I do. So let's share some video here with you. Share screen, window, video. Okay, here we go. We're sharing video with you. All right, so here's the first one.
For ISIS, or Muslim Brotherhood, or for the secularist movements in the world, is to destroy American way of being. America is the only remaining hope for the free world.
Now, this is a Father Mahana who claims to be one of Trump's spiritual advisors. He also claims to be an apostle to America. So there you go, an apostle to America. Versal says, will form the memory.
Of memory.
Don't know why we had no video there. That's a bit strange. All right, let's try the next one. Here we go.
Being an apostle to the nation comes from my fear that the world has lost perspective. Why do we need God in life?
Grow with the grief.
Grow with the grief.
Grow with the grief. Grow with the grief.
Grow with the grief. Well, that's not a very positive message, is it? Let's play that again. He is calling himself an apostle to the nation.
Being an apostle to the nation comes from my fear that the world has lost perspective. Why do we need God in life?
Grow with the grief.
Grow with the grief.
Grow with the grief. Grow with the grief.
Well, that's not a very positive message, is it? Grow with the grief. All right, let's play the next one on Father. There you go. You can see what he looks like there. Father Mahana, one of Trump's spiritual advisors.
Not a civil war and not religious persecution inside its own territory. So my message is a message of hope and mercy. Save the Christian Middle East.
Discern that for hope. Well, there you go. There's a congruent reversal.
Discern that for hope.
Discern that for hope. Discern that for hope.
Okay, well, that's congruent. He's talking about hope for the Middle East. Let's listen to the forwards again.
Not a civil war and not religious persecution inside its own territory. So my message is a message of hope and mercy. Save the Christian Middle East.
Discern that for hope.
Discern that for hope.
Discern that for hope. Discern that for hope.
Okay, so that's a positive message. However, This next reversal is not a positive message. Here we go.
And obviously, he doesn't know what Antioch is about and whatever. It's a small Catholic seminary in the heart of the Midwest, basically. So I condemned myself by answering, yes, I am a Christian.
Satan, little snare, I bless.
Satan, little snare, I bless.
Satan, little snare, I bless. Satan, little snare, I bless.
And there you have it, Satan in religious people. I've seen it time and time and time again. Satan, little snare, I bless. Negative reversal. It's not a good one at all, and it's just part of the pattern of negative satanic reversals on religious leaders. All right, here's the next one.
Prayer, the last part, and then we went to dinner, and at dinner we had like 120 seminarians. They kept asking me, so do you believe in the Virgin Mary? I said, yes.
Feel a divorce.
Feel a divorce.
Feel a divorce. Feel a divorce.
Feel a divorce. Feel a divorce. Divorce from what? Divorce from who? That doesn't really tell us a great deal, does it? All right, let's try the next one. Here we go.
Weird questions. And then there was a Nebraskan man, his name, if I get it in the mind, but he was like really, became my really good friend. He hugged me and he said, it's the word you use. What did you tell him when you landed? I said, they asked me if I'm Christian. I said, yes.
I make it believe.
I make it believe.
I make it believe. I make it believe.
Yeah, well, okay, he makes it believe. He believes in what he's saying, I guess. All right. Let's try the next one.
And unfortunately, in that vision of me being the Magi, I said, you know what, I gotta give it to them. Americans, they know they are the most potential Christendom in the world. Americans now realize, and I'm American, I'm so proud being American.
Grow in that madness.
Grow in that madness.
Wow.
Grow in that madness. Grow in that madness.
Okay, well, that's not a good reversal to have on a spiritual advisor. Let's listen to the forwards again.
And unfortunately, in that vision of me being the Magi, I said, you know what, I gotta give it to them. Americans, they know they are the most potential Christendom in the world. Americans now realize, and I'm American, I'm so proud being American.
Grow in that madness.
Grow in that madness.
Grow in that madness. Grow in that madness.
Okay, well, that doesn't speak well. Madness, chaos, confusion. Talking about the Christians in the world. Someone's asked if it's magi. Let's play it again, see if it's magi.
Americans now realize, and I'm American, I'm so proud being American.
I've got grow in that madness. Someone says magi.
Grow in that madness.
Grow in that madness. Grow in that madness.
No, I'm hearing madness quite clear there. All right, next one along. Father Mahana.
And I looked back and I said, you know what? I am here to awaken the sleeping giant.
I worry there sent God.
Okay,
I guess this guy's reversals aren't 100% bad. Let's play this one again.
And I looked back and I said, you know what? I am here to awaken the sleeping giant.
I worry there sent God. Oh, someone said no, he called himself a magi in forwards. Okay, sorry. All right, next reversal. Here we go.
In the past, they used to come to United States of America because it's the land of opportunities. Today, people are coming to America to kill you and to convert this land.
We lick with the grim.
We live to Takrim.
Oh, that's clear. And it also doesn't paint a good picture. Lick means to be energetically connected, to energetically touch. It's part of a whole lot of reversals. Talk about lick, touch, kiss, sex, and they're all about energetic connections. So we lick with the grim. We are connected to grim negative energy. Here, I'll play it again.
In the past, they used to come to United States of America because it's the land of opportunities. Today, people are coming to America to kill you and to convert this land.
We lick with the grim.
We live with the grim.
Wow.
We live with the grim. We live with the grim.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. And one last reversal on Father Mahana. Here we go.
What I've seen in you last night and early this morning, people who are committed to exercise their duty, their responsibility, knowing that it was given in your hands.
He'd deliver snobs he read.
He'd deliver snobs he read. He'd deliver snobs he read.
He'd deliver snobs he read.
Don't know what he means by deliver snobs he read. Let's listen to the forwards again, so maybe we can get a clue.
What I've seen in you last night and early this morning, people who are committed to exercise their duty, their responsibility, knowing that it was given in your hands.
He'd deliver snobs he read. I don't know what that means.
He'd deliver snobs he read. He'd deliver snobs he read.
He'd deliver snobs he read.
Very strange reversal. All right, that's Father Mahana, one of Trump's spiritual advisors. I don't know. I don't think his reversals are all that fantastic. We had a couple of congruent ones in there, but the rest of them aren't the best. And this is just par for the course, unfortunately, with preachers and religious leaders, even Christians themselves. In the few reversals I've done on Christians, they're just not good reversals. They're negative, satanic. All right, here we have Paula White. She is a dynamic type preacher. You'd call her that. Mind you, I had trouble stomaching listening to her forwards when I was doing the reversals on her. But she's one of Trump's closest advisors, spiritual advisors. Paula White is her name, Paula Wite, Paula White. And here she is giving a rally.
Turn it all off. Come on, I don't know who I'm here for because it's not an ordinary moment. God said it's a miraculous one. It's not an ordinary moment.
And you can hear the piano in the background giving you that nice melodic music. All right, Chris says she's a televangelist. And backwards in this one, she says, now silly.
No, silly.
No, silly. No, silly.
Well, that's pretty blatant, straightforward, very clear reversal. What's silly? The way she's preaching. Her whole service is silly. Listen to it again.
Turn it all off. Come on, I don't know who I'm here for because it's not an ordinary moment. God said it's a miraculous one. It's not an ordinary moment.
Now silly.
No, silly.
No, silly. No, silly.
Well, that kind of disregards everything she said forwards. What she's saying forwards is silly. That's exactly what her unconscious is telling her. Okay, here's another one.
And your life is about to become harmonious with the expression of God's design. You weren't designed by your mom and dad. Your mom and dad had to go to Motel 6. Come on.
I don't get that. Your mum and dad had to go to Motel 6? Come on.
Dad, your mom and dad had to go to Motel 6. Come on.
Wow. I don't know what she means by that. Not very respectful. Backwards, your Mars is knowing.
Bring up now, is knowing.
Bring up now, is knowing. Bring up now, is knowing.
All right, Mars, you can look at that a couple of different ways. Mars is a metaphor for warfare, anger, vengeance. It's a very destructive metaphor. Your Mars is knowing, warfare, destruction, vengeance. It's not a very good message. Yeah, let's play that again. Here we go.
And your life is about to become harmonious with the expression of God's design. You weren't designed by your mom and dad. Your mom and dad had to go to Motel 6. Come on.
Your mum and dad had to go to a Motel 6. What's she talking about? Your Mars is knowing.
Your Mars is knowing.
Your Mars is knowing. Your Mars is knowing.
She's either using the metaphor Mars or she's referencing the god Mars. Either way, it's not a Christian message. All right, here's the next one.
The will, the determination, the plan, the basileia, come on, the royalty, the reign, the rule of God, the dominion of God, thy will.
God running in with a bug.
God running in with the thought.
God running in with the thought. God running in with the thought.
God running in with a bug. I don't know what that's got to do with God creating healing and nurturing. Here, let's run it again. Listen to the forwards. Here we go.
The will, the determination, the plan, the basileia, come on, the royalty, the reign, the rule of God, the dominion of God, thy will.
God running in with a bug.
God running in with the thought.
God running in with the thought. God running in with the thought.
Someone said thug. I'm hearing a B, but anyway. All right, someone just posted, Belinda just posted, she's on President Trump's spiritual advisory board. Right, well, she's not a very good spiritual advisor. You have to hear the rest of the reversals here. Here's the next one.
You're doing the same thing, and it's like, Lord, I thought there was more. I don't know who I'm here for, but I'm here for someone tonight. It feels like you're in a season where nothing makes sense.
Scam your fun.
Give me fun.
Give me fun. Give me fun.
So she's pretending to be having fun, and she's not. It's a big scam. The whole thing's a performance. Scam your fun. You listen to it again. Listen to the piano playing in the background, creating the right atmosphere.
You're doing the same thing, and it's like, Lord, I thought there was more. I don't know who I'm here for, but I'm here for someone tonight. It feels like you're in a season where nothing makes sense.
Scam your fun.
Give me fun.
Give me fun. Give me fun.
Look, every time I'm asked to do reversals on a religious leader, I cringe inside because I know what I'm going to find. Is you know what? Look, I was raised in the church. My dad's a minister, Uniting Church minister in Australia. I was a youth pastor in my early 20s. Been a Christian for 60 odd years. But yeah, when I started to do reversals on preachers and evangelists, it really sent me into a crisis of faith. It really did. I mean, what do you believe? These pastors don't believe what they're preaching. And in point of fact, they're preaching the opposite of Christianity, as Satan is all through their reversals. It's just as cold, hard fact. It's a sad commentary. So, it sent me into a spiritual pilgrimage, really, which I'm still halfway through, trying to work out what I believe, and because clearly I can't believe the church anymore based on their reversals. All right, here's another one.
You aren't hearing what I'm saying because some of you you're living for the wrong thing. You're living for the wrong thing, and that's why churches become so burdensome. And
you must suck a mess.
You must suck a mess.
You must suck a mess. You must suck a mess.
In other words, draw from this mess and chaos that I'm presenting to you. It's not feeding you. You are sucking. You are draining like a leech, draining the mess that I am preaching. It's a really horrible reversal. Listen to the forwards again.
You aren't hearing what I'm saying because some of you you're living for the wrong thing. You're living for the wrong thing, and that's why churches become so burdensome. And
you must suck a mess.
You must suck a mess.
You must suck a mess. You must suck a mess.
God, reverse speech brings some cold hard truths that people don't want to listen to. This woman would not listen to her reversals at all. I know she would call it all satanic. All right, here we have a congruent reversal on her. This is the only congruent reversal I found. listen to what she's saying forwards.
And you can truly live free in Christ. Now you can do your assignment. Now you can move in what God has for you. I don't know who I'm here for, but if I perish, I perish. So
that's like about the third or fourth time she said that. I don't know who I'm here for. Backwards she says, you're free now.
you're all free now.
You're all free now. You're all free now.
It's either you're free now or you're free now. I flip between the two and I listen to it.
You're all free now.
You're all free now. You're all free now.
And listen to the forwards again. You'll hear she's saying forward, you're free. So you're free now. Backwards creates a congruent reversal.
And you can truly live free in Christ. Now you can do your assignment. Now you can move in what God has for you. I don't know who I'm here for, but if I perish, I perish. So
you're free now.
you're all free now.
You're all free now. You're all free now.
Okay, that's her one congruent reversal. All right, here is another one. Here we go.
To those who are the called according to his purpose and harmony and alignment. Let me help you understand this a little bit more. You got a watch on right now. Your watch, what helps you, your watch keep time is the spinning of circles that work together. So God controls the seasons, the circumstances. Amen?
Okay, you're called of God, she says, but backwards, go with sore curse.
Or with soul curse.
Or with soul curse. Or with soul curse.
Go with sore curse. So listen to the forwards again.
To those who are the called according to his purpose and harmony and alignment. Let me help you understand this a little bit more. You got a watch on right now. Your watch, what helps you, your watch keep time is the spinning of circles that work together. So God controls the seasons, the circumstances. Amen?
Go with sore curse.
Or with soul curse.
Or with soul curse. Or with soul curse.
Yeah, right. There we go. Someone just made a comment. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Let's see the next one. Here we go. Oh, this one's classic.
So it's not enough just to do the right thing. It's got to be the right time. Psalm 1, blessed is the man that walks on the counsel of the ungodly, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, but his delights in the law of the Lord, and he doesn't meditate day and night.
Okay, this one says, hear the slack in our soul wind. Now, the soul wind in reverse speech is the breath of the soul, the movement of the spirit. Slack means lack of. Hear the slack in our soul wind. We are slack. We are not flowing in the spirit. Here we go. Hear the slack in our soul wind.
Hear the slack in our soul wind.
Hear the slack in our soul wind. Hear the slack in our soul wind.
Well, that one's pretty clear. Hear the slack in our soul wind. So she believes she's in a movement of the Spirit of God, but the reversals say the opposite. So here it is again.
So it's not enough just to do the right thing. It's got to be the right time. Psalm 1, blessed is the man that walks on the counsel of the ungodly, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, but his delights in the law of the Lord, and he doesn't meditate day and night.
Hear the slack in our soul wind.
Hear the slack in our soul wind.
Hear the slack in our soul wind. Hear the slack in our soul wind.
Yeah, there we go. Lips match perfectly here. Watch your lips. Mouth out. Hear the slack in our soul wind. Watch your lips closely.
The Lord, and he doesn't meditate day and night. Hear the slack in our soul wind.
Hear the slack in our soul wind. Hear the slack in our soul wind.
See how those lips mouth it out perfectly? All right, here's another one.
From ancient times, that which is still to come. I say it, and my purpose will stand. So you got to understand, I'm God's purpose. Prophet, you're God's perfect. Brad, let me prophesy your future, and I'm not a prophet.
She said, let me prophesy this your future, but backwards she says, answer not obvious. So she doesn't know what she's talking about.
You're not obvious.
You're not obvious. You're not obvious.
In other words, she doesn't have an answer. She's going to prophesy this guy's future, but she's no idea what she's talking about. Let's play it forwards again. Listen to the forwards.
from ancient times that which is still to come. I say it, and my purpose will stand. So you got to understand, I'm God's purpose. Prophet, you're God's perfect. Brad, let me prophesy your future, and I'm not a prophet.
Answer not obvious.
You're not obvious.
You're not obvious. You're not obvious.
And one last reversal on Paula White. Here we go. Then we'll move to Trump, I think.
You don't hear me. See, I just lost them. Where were you in eternity? Where were you in eternity? You were in Jesus, because he sums all things up in heaven and earth.
Hear the nurse knowing your will.
It know your will.
I'll be.
It know your will.
Know your will.
Well, she's putting herself as a nurse, knowing your will, knowing what you need, knowing what you want. I don't know, seems like a rather precarious position to put yourself in. All right, you can see me all rugged up here, nice thick coat on. There we go. All right, now, what have I got on? What have I done recently that I haven't played you guys? Let's have a look. Where's Trump? What have I done on Trump recently? I did Doge. Tariffs, that's what we're up to. Tariffs. Where are we? Trump tariff. Press. Panama. Trump tariff. All right. Here's Trump talking about his new tariffs. Okay. So here we go. Trump's tariffs.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country, and you see it happening already. We will supercharge our domestic industrial base. We will pry open foreign markets and break down foreign trade barriers.
Here they're wrong.
Here they're wrong.
Here they're wrong. Here they're wrong.
So is he saying the tariffs are wrong? Or people are wrong? It's unsure who he's saying is wrong. Let's play it again.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country, and you see it happening already. We will supercharge our domestic industrial base. We will pry open foreign markets and break down foreign trade barriers.
Here they're wrong. Maybe he's talking about the foreign trade barriers as being wrong.
Here they're wrong.
Here they're wrong. Here they're wrong.
A little unsure what he's talking about. All right, here we have another one. Let's play this for talking about his new tariffs.
No, that wasn't too hard to find. I was looking, he likes to take a low-key attitude, so it'd usually be sitting right in front. He's gaining a lot of confidence, Mike.
He's talking about J.D. Vance, and backwards he calls him a little fuck.
Little fuck.
Little fuck. Little fuck.
Oh, are there tensions between J.D. and Trump? Listen to the Fords again.
No, that wasn't too hard to find. I was looking, he likes to take a low-key attitude, so it'd usually be sitting right in front. He's gaining a lot of confidence, Mike.
Little fuck.
Little fuck.
Little fuck. Little fuck.
Just tensions between J.D. Vance and Trump? I don't know. All right, here we have another one.
And I'd like to have you come up here for a second. Okay? I just see him sitting. He's been a fan of ours, and he understands this business a lot better than the economists, a lot better than anybody. Brian, say a few words, please, would you?
Dallas Seminar.
Dallas Seminar.
Dallas Seminar. Dallas Seminar.
Well, I don't know, maybe it's some seminar he went to. The Dulles brothers were big back in the 20th century. Don't know. You'd have to know more about it to know what that means. All right, here's another one on his tariffs.
What a great guy. He got it right from the beginning. He got it before almost anybody else. This group over there, they got it too. And, we won the state of Michigan. We won.
Now we want it.
No, we won it.
No, we won it. No, we won it.
Now we want it. Well, he run the state of Michigan. Now he wants it. Now, I don't know. Sounds like a congruent reversal. All right, next one. Here we go.
We were a tariff-backed nation, and the United States was proportionately the wealthiest it has ever been. So wealthy, in fact, that in the 1880s, they established a commission to decide what they were going to do with the vast sums of money they were collecting. We were collecting so much money so fast, we didn't know what to do with it. Isn't that a nice problem to have? What do you think, Marco? Good problem?
The numbers, my sad.
The numbers must sad.
The numbers must have. The numbers must have.
I'm actually hearing the numbers Mossad, Mossad, as in the Israeli spy agency. Let me listen to it again.
To do with it. Isn't that a nice problem to have? What do you think, Marco? Good problem? The numbers must have.
The numbers must have. The numbers must have.
I think it's Mossad, not my sad. What's Mossad got to do with it? I don't know. We saw how Israel was involved in the JFK assassination the last two shows, didn't we? I covered the JFK assassination. We saw the orders came from Israel to assassinate JFK. All right, next one. Here we go.
Today we're standing up for the American worker, and we are finally putting America first.
Surf her karma.
Surf her karma.
Surf her karma. Surf her karma.
Surf means to flow with, to move with. It's a common reverse speech metaphor. Surf her karma. Flow and move with karma is what the reversal means. Here, I'll play it again.
Today we're standing up for the American worker, and we are finally putting America first.
All right, putting America first. Surf her karma. This is America's karma for the American worker, and to put America first. That's her karma. Oops. Try playing it again. Nope. Not playing.
Surf her karma.
Surf her karma. Surf her karma.
Yeah, there you go. I'll be doing more Trump reversals this week, by the way, getting all the latest ones on Trump. So we'll play them in the podcast next week, which will be on Easter Sunday. Okay. Next reversal here. Here we go.
And our trade deficit reached a record $1.2 trillion, which is unheard of. Since the beginning of NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made. It was a horror show.
Soul with the fan.
Sure with it fine.
Sure with it fine. Sure with it fine.
Don't know what that would mean. Soul with the fan. Common metaphor in reverse speech, the soul. I don't know if I've done a reversal a show on the soul. We should look at that at some stage. I've got a whole bunch of new soul reversals. We'll play you some of my soul reversals. And I think I played my light reversals on the podcast. I don't know whether I played my soul reversals. All right, here we have another one.
The United States can no longer produce enough antibiotics to treat our sick. We have a tremendous problem. We have to go to foreign countries to treat our sick. If anything ever happened from a war standpoint, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Little babe, know you help their soul.
Little babe, no, soul.
Little babe, no, soul. Little babe, no, soul.
Don't know what the little babe is, but he's saying he's helping people's souls. Now we know the reversal. Let's listen to the forwards.
The United States can no longer produce enough antibiotics to treat our sick. We have a tremendous problem. We have to go to foreign countries to treat our sick. If anything ever happened from a war standpoint, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Little babe, know you help their soul.
Little babe, no, soul.
Little babe, no, soul. Little babe, no, soul.
You watch his hair go up and down, and that reverse almost seems like his hair's mouthing out the reversal. What's that? Watch his hair while the reversal plays.
From a war standpoint, we wouldn't be able to do it. Little babe, no, soul.
Little babe, no, soul. Little babe, no, soul.
Is that my imagination, or does that hair seem to be beeping in unison with the reversal? Watch it again.
Able to do it. Little babe, no, soul.
Little babe, no, soul. Little babe, no, soul.
Yeah, okay, all right. And here's the last one. You have no video. Oh, right. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Let's do that again. Share screen, window. Where are we? All right. So you should have video now. Sorry about that. I apologize. All right. Watch this again. Watch the hair on Trump's head seen to blow in unison with the reversal. Watch this.
Do it. Little babe, no, no, maestro.
Little babe, no, maestro. Little babe, no, maestro.
Okay, what's that hair again? It almost seems to be, beating in unison with the reversal. That's weird. I've never seen that before. Watch it again. No, here we go.
Little babe, no, maestro.
Little babe, no, maestro. Little babe, no, maestro.
Anyway, there you go. Just a little interesting. Sorry about that's bizarre. Here, watch it again. One more time. Watch his hair beating in unison with the reversal.
Little babe, no, maestro.
Little babe, no, maestro. Little babe, no, maestro.
You're not seeing what I see, are you? Oh, I don't know. Sorry about that. Don't know. Okay, last reversal. Here we go.
We import virtually all of our computers, phones, televisions, and electronics. We used to dominate the field, and now we import it all from different countries.
That life within a mud.
And the life at the end of my.
And the life at the end of my. And the life at the end of my.
Yeah, we were stuck. We were stuck. That life within a mud. All right, that's all the latest I got on Trump. Now let's see who else I've done recently who I haven't played your reversals on. Here's a couple on Pam Bondi, the new Attorney General. Okay, so let's look at her. These are some. Here we go.
Todd Blanche, Emil Bovey, Kash Patel, soon to be Terry Cole.
See the noose.
News.
Well, that doesn't sound very good. See the noose, instrument of destruction. Here's the forwards again.
Todd Blanche, Emil Bovey, Kash Patel, soon to be Terry Cole.
See the noose.
News.
And this is the only other one I got on Pam Bondi. I need to do a whole lot more on Trump's cabinet. Now, one of my clients has asked me to find the traitor in Trump's cabinet. So I need to be doing all the reversals on the cabinet to find out who is a potential traitor. All right, here's the last one I got on Pam Bondi.
And we all work for the greatest president in the history of our country. We are so proud to work at the directive of Donald Trump.
Howard, did that grow with Star Force?
I worked at that girl with Star Force.
I worked at that girl with Star Force. I worked at that girl with Star Force.
That's probably not the best reversal in the world. It's a positive reversal. I don't have any on Kash Patel. Let me see what else I might have from his cabinet. I think that's all the latest reversals I've done. Let's have a look. Peter Hegseth. No, I got his tape to do. All right, that's all I got on Trump's cabinet. Okay, well, that'll be it for our show today, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget, share, like, subscribe. The numbers on the podcast has dropped. They were up around 2,000. Now it's dropped below 1,000. So share this podcast around. Share, like, subscribe, and let's get our numbers growing. But that's it for today. I'll be back next Sunday, or next Saturday for you, Sunday for me. And we'll have some latest reversals on Trump. Okay? So there you go, all rugged up in Albany, Western Australia, on my Round Australia camping trip. Been planning this for 3 years, having a blast, absolutely loving it. See you all next week, everyone. Bye.